This is Kathy from Gadget Stop 321, and in today's video I'm taking a look at a pen that I received in the mail today. This is a Pilot 78G. This is the original version of the Pilot 78G Plus. Now, those updated 78G Plus models come in a box, but the original just comes in a little plastic sleeve. And in fact, I got this arrived from Hong Kong in just a paper letter envelope. It's got a little bit of bubble wrap, it looks like, in here, but let's get into this and see if everything's okay. Everything appears to be okay. That's surprising. It was in transit for 3 months. Let's see what comes in here. Now, this is just like all the other pens I've received. There's no ink cartridges, and it does say that this is made in Japan. I'd had people ask questions about that. I think this is made in Japan for I don't know if it's necessarily targeted to the Chinese market, with it all being in English. I'm not sure. But let's see. This is the first red version I've gotten. It appears that this is the old, I'm knocking over ink samples. The original red version, this one right here, appears to be a deeper red color. I really liked it. The 78G Plus looks like it's a brighter, more vibrant red. But I don't have one of those to compare. I wasn't as fond of it, so I'm not, as excited about maybe getting that version. Yeah, this is just kind of a nice red color. I like it. Hold on, I think this is open. Okay, and this is the original 78G with a medium nib. And I've shown before, one of the ways you can tell the difference is on the clip. The original has like a more crisp, it looks like it's stamped. I'm not 100% sure. Pilot is stamped in. And this has like a bolder font. It's not quite as crisp. The letters are fatter. And on the cap band, the original just says Japan. This is the original 78G, and the 78G Plus says Pilot Japan. Another difference between the two, the original has the old style squeeze converter, which has its downsides, but there are also some benefits to that type of converter I've discovered since now owning one. And the newer 78G Plus has one of the Con 50 converters. And it also has its upsides and downsides. Let's see, I think there's a difference in what's printed on the nib. It's the way it's printed. It's, I guess, stamped into the original, and the newer, the 78G Plus, is laser engraved. I'm not as fond of that because ink tends to stick to it. All right, the reason I got, both of these are mediums, and the reason I got an old style medium and a new style medium is because I got one of the old style mediums for my sister, and it writes pretty dry, but it writes really well. And so it ended up being a great little pen for using on poor quality paper. Like I could write on any kind of little field notes notebook and it wouldn't bleed through. And field notes are kind of notorious for, you know, not necessarily being fountain pen friendly paper. Any type of moleskin paper it could write on really nicely. So I was kind of crossing my fingers hoping that all of the old style pens were like that. Oh, my glasses are on my head. So I'm just going to dip this pen. I've already dipped this one. I've been writing with it with Urban Rouge Granat. So I'm going to dip this one also. And I tested the pen that I gave my sister. It didn't matter whether I inked it up like by filling the converter or dipping it. It wrote dry either way. Okay. I'm just dipping it for a few seconds. That's how I've been doing all my writing samples here lately. Just dipping the pen for a few seconds and put the lid on my ink so I don't make a mess. Alright, I'm gonna start with the 78G. This is the original. Make sure I'm well in focus. Now this is a drier ink. Oh, this is... And I think it is. I may have to dip it again. I'm going to try that and see. But it feels like it is going to be dry, like the pen that I gave my sister. Now, it's looking like it's not a good writer, but it could be this ink also. This is a drier type of ink. That's a little bit better. Let me try that again. Okay. Now I'm going to try it with the 78G Plus. Yeah. This one is substantially wetter. So I'm going to have to try this with some other inks. I want to try, let me see the original one more time. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to actually ink it up. I'll ink both of these up in a future video and compare them. But that's interesting. Now, if I didn't know any better, I might be kind of disappointed in this pen, but I'm actually pretty happy that it's a dry writer, because now I've got two medium nibs. One's a wetter writer and one's a drier that I can use in different circumstances, and I can switch the nibs. And it's a good thing that they have different imprinting on them, so that I will be able to tell the difference between the original dry one and the wetter writing new one. All right, I think this has been a success. If you found this video helpful, Please give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel.